because of the mechanisms put in by the UDA party, spearheaded by the Deputy President himself. He allowed mechanisms of consensus building where there is disagreement, like what happened this morning. You remember the party opened their website for applications, and we were all invited to, or our people were invited to apply to become clerks and presiding officers. But you know, every system has challenges. So one of us managed to maneuver through, you know, the I don't know who, and managed to have 100% of his people appointed as presiding officers and clerks. And the list was very clear that it was leaning to one side. Rigging sometimes requires some intelligence. And that is what lacked in this thing. Because how do you appoint 138 out of 138 of your core supporters? Some of them so old that they don't even own smartphones. And this process was done online. So we could see that a list was generated by one of us, and then, you know, managed to maneuver through the system and have it endorsed as a presiding officers. But because of the investment the party has made in its systems, where there is a mechanism for consensus seeking, we were able to utilize that tool. And the three of us came together this morning, agreed that there is a problem in the list, and that elections must be held tomorrow as scheduled. So what we were seeking to provide was a solution to enable the process to continue, because we cannot afford to postpone the elections in the interest of the party, because when we postpone the elections, it reflects on disorganization of the party, which is a national party, the party we love and the party we want to nurture to become such a national party. So we met and agreed that we were going to arrive at a consensus. We didn't intend to make ourselves like 100% satisfied with the process, but we needed the process to be fair and to be seen to be fair, and that is what we have achieved. Whether it's 38%, 18%, but we are confident that we have forwarded competent people. I'm sure the team, the three of us, who are actually the main contenders in this race, I must say, because none of us has tried shenanigans to try and influence the process, because we believe in what we have told our people. We believe in the agenda and the campaign we have had. So we agreed, and eventually we have a very understanding returning officer who managed to call the office, had a talk with the SG and the gentleman in charge of National Election Board in charge of this region. And we had a conversation, a phone call conversation, again leveraging on technology to agree with the headquarters on the way forward. And that is why we are here today. We have a list, a hybrid list, that is then going to ensure that the process continues, number one. And then number two, all of us have confidence in the process. And most importantly, that we portray the party in the right image that we all desire. So I think we are confident in that regard.
When we raised the issues, he came, listened to us, and we agreed that we have to share the PUs among ourselves. And true, that is what we've done. And each one of us have gone with 27 PUs and 46 clerks. And now we are confident. We are confident that the process will be fair. We hope it will be fair, that nothing else will crop up tonight. The transport logistics is where the problem was. The vehicles that were availed belonged to one person or one circle. And again, we have talked and agreed as a team, and we have divided the vehicles among ourselves. I want to thank the Deputy President for giving us women the confidence to reach where we are today. If it was not for him, many women who are in UDA today would not be vying because of the harassments that some people have been trying to do, but it has been very calm for us. We've not had any major incidents apart from one or two, and we ask him to continue supporting women the way he's doing it.
I want to say we are very happy now because we have a list that is agreed upon by all the stakeholders. I mean the aspirants. What I just want to say is, just want to add to say that we want to ask our supporters to be calm. Let us go and vote, because the process now is very fair, considering what we have done from morning. Some of us even have not taken breakfast because we had to run to to the PO so that we agree, or to the returning officer so that we agree on 1, 2, 3 things. Lastly is we do not want our party to be distracted, and we know the party and we know the core values of that party, and some of us are supporters of the UDA, and what we want to assure the populace is that the party is very strong, it has the mechanisms, and that is why a small issue like this has been resolved, and the election must continue by tomorrow. So what we are saying, the party is UDA, and we will support it, and we will do a very fair election, irrespective of these issues of sharing and all that. We feel that we are accommodated in terms of the process. So what I just want to say is we ask our supporters to be calm. Let us vote tomorrow, and we will have a very. It is good to be defeated in an election fairly, so that when you are defeated fairly, you feel good because you have done your best. But for someone to really play with us, is doing the wrong thing. We are dealing with I would say a generation which cannot be cheated. Because you see, we realized this thing by yesterday night, and we were able to know the culprit. If you look at, we are only 5 years, and we should be 6. If you are fair enough, you should be here. If you are fair enough, you should be here. What is chasing you away? Unless you are guilty of something. Otherwise, some of us are very transparent, and we will do this thing, this process, fair.
I'm happy on the changes we have done. In fact, this is what we want you to see, that we have a fair election without a lot of malpractice. We know people are used to old days of stealing, but nowadays I think with the media and all what we have, cheating will be a bit complicated. It will not be possible. I also want to thank the RO and what the party proposed, that we need ROs to be from other different areas, not from the voting area like Eldama Ravine, was a good idea. In fact, even the POs we have given out, it is my proposal that they should be reshuffled. Nobody should be in the village, so that we get fair election. If we are defeated fairly, we will accept, because that is what we will agree. And I urge my voters, let us vote without violence, because the things we have done today, we have corrected a lot of things which could have been a very big problem in tomorrow's election. But we have solved a lot of problems, and I think amicably we have agreed. All the logistics we have done is so good. The issue of ballot papers, the way we have been told, they are serialized for every polling station, is what we wanted. There is no photocopying of ballot papers. That is also what we wanted. We want fair election where every candidate will accept the results. And in fact, this is what our party president wants. He wants party primaries to be done in a way that everybody will accept, so that we don't have fallouts when we are going for the August election. And I think we have agreed. That is what we have agreed, and it will go well. So I urge my voters, let us go and vote tomorrow in total number from morning. In fact, I was told that the ballot boxes will be opened at around 7, which means everybody will see. Because by 7, it is transparent. The ballot boxes are transparent, and there will be no ballot paper inside. So I think we'll have a fair election.
We have been here since morning, tried to sort out a mess which was there, and we have corrected one, and we have no issue now. The issue is way forward. I've been a PO for general election, and by this time, for an election to be conducted tomorrow, by this time, the ballot papers and the ballot boxes should be on the way to the polling stations. So considering that now we are still doing the training, I fear that the polling might start very late, which might not be good. So that is my concern, and I'm trying to tell the president, the RO and the national team to put up more effort on the same.
And I have confidence in this party. I have confidence in the investment the Deputy President himself has made in this party. And we have been warned that whoever tries to meddle with these important exercise, these important democratic exercise, will be penalized. And we are calling upon the party because the evidence is there. The evidence is there. If you take the list of the purported presiding officers, the 138, and make a random call and ask them whom they vote for, you'll get 100% voting for one particular person. So that is evidence enough to disqualify that individual. Because he is a serial loser in our election. And he has always, mark you, we should all remember that this is the gentleman who contested the previous elections 3 times, all the way to Supreme Court. So he's a serial loser. He's a product of sin. He was elected in 1997 through a fraudulent process, and everybody knows. So he's a product of sin. No wonder he wants to manipulate many years after. This is a gentleman who first ran into office when I was 6 years old. First elected into office when I was 6 years old. And we are competing with him. I'm the age of his last born. And he still wants to play shenanigans with us. I mean, please. So we are calling on the political. We are calling on the disciplinary organ of the party to take action and disqualify this gentleman. Otherwise, we'll have problems. And I have confidence that with the evidence we have, that gentleman will not appear tomorrow as a candidate for MP Eldama Ravine.
I also came in as a person I didn't know, because I knew the RO was in charge. And what we were told in Kabarnet, go and wait for the ballot papers in the polling station, only to be told there are issues. So we've just come to sort out those issues because of the contention of the presiding officer and all others. For me, it was not an issue to me, because my interest is the polling station and the voting. People must vote, and that is it. Because democracy is only given by
I am confident in the process because